Hey, everybody. You know what? I recently had a conversation with one of the best agents I've ever met. I mean, she's a powerhouse. And she was born in a city 2 hours north of where I live right now in Charlotte. And just like me, she said, Valerie, I'm from a small town near you, and I've followed your story and your movement for 26 years. Not for 26 years because I don't think she's been in the business maybe 18. So how many other years? And she said, but she started following me when she started real estate. And that was back then when we had postcards and marketing media. We had print. Our media was mostly print and word of mouth. But she asked me, she said, please tell me a couple of your stories because she moved to a city that is more accepting of blacks, and she knew that where she was from was not. And she wanted to move full force, and she constantly says to me, "I don't know how you keep doing it. I don't know how you do it." And of course, I told her Charlotte has grown from the 26 years that I started, but there are other issues in real estate, period, that you have to continue to be aware of. And believe it or not, I am now coaching her because she even said, you know, there is no level that doesn't need help. And I just feel very good about that. But that got me thinking because let me tell you something. Uh, the issues that I talked to her about, they didn't just doubt me, they tried to stop me. They closed doors, they spread lies, and even tried to erase my name from opportunities I had earned. And I'll share that with you as we go along with my story. But here's what they did not know: I wasn't just playing the game, I was learning how to beat it. Okay. So, everybody, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Valerie R. Brooks, and I've been in the game for over 26 years. I've closed over $1 billion in real estate transactions. I've built businesses from the ground up, and I've coached agents and entrepreneurs to levels that they never thought possible. But let me be real, this journey wasn't easy. I had to fight through a lot, and I had to learn how to turn every setback into a setup. We didn't have the type of coaches that we have now. We had a few and far between. You didn't know who to trust, just like even now, you don't know who to trust. I know it's a lot of us out there wasting their money on coaches that they think should have served them better. So I want to talk about what the agent asked me and why I'm coaching her, and give you some more fire on how I was tried, how I was tried. Yeah, how people tried to stop me, external factors. We're going to get to all the factors eventually as we go along. But I wanted to talk to you about interrupting the interrupters, because the moments that those people in those situations try to throw me off, or if this happens to you or throw you off course, you know, you know what the uh, interrupters are, right? So the doubters, the gatekeepers, the you can't sit with us crowd, mean girls, mean men. I've never heard of mean men, but I'm thinking mean girls can. I'm thinking mean boys can be. Yeah, it's mean boys, but mean girls, mean groups. When I say mean, is they don't invite you to their table. Okay, so again, what are interrupters? They are those obstacles that disrupt your momentum. Okay, they detour your success, and they try to make you question your path. And here's the truth: you can't avoid them. You cannot avoid them, but you can control how you respond to them. Okay, now I'm going to give you the types of interrupters. There are two different types of interrupters. Okay, you have the big ones, the ones that's in your face, they're in your face, and the ones that hit you hard, and you know exactly when they arrive, like uh, death, trauma, financial pain, financial problems, divorce, even a job move. Um, but I just talked with a guy that wrote a book when he was moving 8,000 miles across country. So it just depends on um, how you look at things and how you frame them. Trauma is a overt. I call them the overt and the obvious. Again, they're the ones that hit you hard. Then you have the ones that are subtle and insidious. And then there are the sneaky ones, the silent disruptors, and those are harder to spot, but they are just as dangerous. As a matter of fact, I think they're more dangerous because most of the times you're not aware of it, but they show up in toxic work environments, biases in your industry, lack of coaching, self-doubt, or even people in your circle who secretly don't want you to win. It happens every day. Trust me, especially if you're traveling that way, if you're going up. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of uh, two interrupters that I talked to her about. These are very subtle, very subtle, but it probably will amaze you. I'm pretty sure. I was still in my first year, as we talked about on the last live. I was walking into my office on my phone, handling business. I mean, because I took off the moment I sat down at that table, at that desk. I did what I needed to do, and I'll share all of that with you coming up. So as I'm walking into the office with my phone on, and out of nowhere, this white female agent who had, and I'm saying the race because the next one is going to make sense because you're going to learn something in these two examples of interrupters. Okay, so out of nowhere, this white female agent who had never spoken to me before decided that her first words to me would be, "You need to stop having so many personal calls and actually get to work." I told the broker in charge on you, and she might need to have a conversation with you because you're always on the phone. I remember thinking, she doesn't know me. She's never had a single conversation with me. And yet, this is what she chooses to say to me. On top of that, I'm an independent contractor. This is my business. But do you see there what makes this subtle interrupter? I didn't say those words to her. I'm going to tell you the words that I said because what she was trying to do is shake my confidence. She was trying to make me question myself. And if I had let it, it could have made me start playing small. But instead, I giggled. And I looked her again straight in her eyes because I don't have a problem with looking anyone in their eyes. And I looked at her, I said, "I'm sorry, who are you?" Because I don't know you. And you know me how? And of course, I'm an agent in here. And I said to myself, "But you don't know, but you're about to see." Okay. She's well known inside the office. And as a matter of fact, she was related to some big wigs in the office. And guys, that moment taught me something powerful, something people, you know, do to you. Because some people will see your presence, your presence. They don't even have to go past your presence to see your personality or your behavior. They're looking at your presence, what you present when you walk into that room. And they will see your presence as a problem before they even understand your potential. But that's not your burden to carry. That's on them. I think Deion Sanders said, "Whatever people think about me is their business." But you have to let them deal with it. Now, do you see how that was a subtle interrupter that you may not see? It happens all the time. Your attitude could be a subtle interrupter. Because if you have a bad attitude, that's interrupting your life. If you need help with your attitude, seek help. Seek help. And my favorite saying, this is an interrupter for a lot of achievers, a lot of high achievers, is you don't know what you don't know until someone who knows what you don't know show you what you don't know. Because if you don't know what you think you know, That's an interrupter because you're running on empty. And I will tell you how you don't know what you don't know. The reason you don't know what you don't know is if you're unhappy in your finances, if you're unhappy in your business, you don't know what you don't know, and you need to know and find out from someone who knows. That is an interrupter. That just came to my mind. So let me tell you what happened that year that she said you're always on the phone. That year, I made Rookie of the Year. And 3 months after she approached me, I represented the buyer that was purchasing a listing that she had. I sat right across from her at that same closing table with her. It was an 800K listing, and I was new to the business. Whew, I disrupted that interrupter, didn't I? You have to disrupt your interrupters. Flip the script and make your success undeniable. Because trust me, when you master the game, and some people think they've mastered the game of their industry, but they don't know what they don't know. If you've mastered the game, you're where you are. You're where you want to be. You are where you want to be. That is what I meant to say earlier. And once you master your game, the same people who doubted you will be forced to respect you. Okay. Now, let me tell you the other story. And the reason I said the color of or the race of the young lady that approached me, I'm just going to show you how interrupters, they're not just designated to a race. They're not just designated to a genre. They're not just designated to your car stopping on the road. They're not designated to any entity. They are anything that try to disrupt you and your trajectory. So this is still in my first year, and I was in the mailroom and I saw a black male agent, and I thought, now here is someone who might understand my journey. So I asked him, do you think I could shadow you one day, maybe get some tips? And his response to me was, I can't do that. So I was a little bit knocked off my feet. I just didn't expect that. And I paused and I asked him, I said, why? I asked him why. And without hesitation, he said, because you and I will be going after the same people. And I kind of shook my head in confusion because I was like, I do this a lot, try to shake out whatever is going inside my brain because I try to decipher it. I was thinking to myself, man, every dang gone door is being slammed in my face. And this was yet another subtle interrupter. It wasn't an outright attack, but it was a closed door where there should have been an open one. It's so many people in this world. There's someone for everyone. And there is no way that this gentleman would have known everyone I know or everyone he knows or meet everyone we're going to meet. It just wasn't going to happen. I don't even see him anymore. And both of us are active out here. So that just goes to show you this world is big enough to take care of all of us. Okay. I don't think he was just protecting his business. He was blocking me from growth. And worse, he was reinforcing a mindset of competition over collaboration. I've never thought that way. And if you're thinking that way, you need to stop, because the only person you should compete with is yourself and maybe what you did last week or last month or even last night. But that moment with him, it taught me something. I realized success is not given, it is taken. And if people weren't going to open doors for me, I was going to build my own door, and I did. I just made it up in my mind that day. Okay, Valerie, you're not receiving the kind of help you thought you would. You're not going to leave the city. You're growing to love it. Open your own door. And that's exactly what I did. So you see, there are types of interrupters that could have made me shrink. It could have made me question my value or hold myself back. But instead, now I'm not going to say I championed every interrupter because I'm human. I can't say I championed it at that moment. I can say later on, if I worked on it, it was worked on, and it was gone. Like I said earlier in the other live before this one, I archive things. I don't store them deep, but I archive them just for future reference. Okay. I tell you what, as soon as I saw that, it made me move differently. Like I said, I learned how to flip the script. I learned how to use rejection as fuel and to make sure no one, not a biased colleague, not a gatekeeper, not even my own self doubt could stop me from winning. Are you following me? I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. And I want you to know, I want you to think about your own interrupters and what's been stopping you. Because what's been slowing you down is an interrupter. Just take a second and write down what's interrupting you and put it in the chat for me. Okay? Because let me tell you, once you recognize them, you can take back control. Oh boy. So let me bring you up to date. The industry naysayers who said my coaching wouldn't work because I have a different approach on coaching. Because when I stepped into coaching, people told me, oh, real estate coaching is oversaturated. You won't stand out. But what they didn't realize, I don't just teach theory. I teach from real experience. Okay? I teach from strategies that I know work. So while others are recycling the same tired scripts, I'm out here giving agents the real deal, the real tools to build wealth in this industry. So if we fast forward from that moment that someone told me, it's saturated, Valerie, choose transformation to coach. That's saturated too if you're going to think real estate is saturated. I just teach both. But again, not everything comes from a textbook. It comes from tried and true footsteps. And I know my footsteps can help people reach a 6-figure, 7-figure footstep. Because just like back then and just like now, I know my value, even when others don't. So I just broke down how I had to disrupt the disruptors in the first month of my working experience. And I have so many, many more. And we're going to discuss them each for different reasons on our live. But I want to let you know, sometimes we need to be real and realize we are our own disruptors. We're making moves, but we're making mistakes that keep us stuck. Now, when I say mistakes, I don't mean you're going to make mistakes in your daily work because mistakes happen. I'm saying you're making mistakes that keep you stuck. And that goes back to you don't know what you don't know. And I see this happening to real estate agents all the time. So I say to you, or I ask you, did you hit 6 figures last year? If not, I can tell you exactly why. There are 5 major mistakes that most agents make that keep them from reaching that level. And mistake number 3, I'm going to tell you, that one is the one that will tell you exactly why you didn't hit 6 figures in 2024. And that's why I created this masterclass, my masterclass, the 5 mistakes realtors make that keep them from earning 6 figures. And I'm breaking it all down. No fluff, just straight facts that can change your real estate business fast. Now, if you're serious about making real money in real estate and stopping the mistakes that are keeping you stuck, click the link in the chat, and it will take you to the world that will take you to 6 figures. And in the chat right now, you can either put your email in there and we'll send you the details, or put your link in there, or click on the link. The masterclass is free. This is good news, isn't it? It's free. But if you want to attend the masterclass and have another 45 minutes to an hour for a Q&A session with me, a copy of the recording, because the general masterclass does not get the recording. You will get the recording, and my journal, Building Your Way to Making the Money You Want to Make and Live the Life You Want to Live, is about 97 pages, I think. It's either 97 or 107. And you can join the VIP session for $97. So you'll get an hour before the 45 minutes to an hour before the general audience, and then an hour. The general audience starts at 12, so VIP will start at 11 on March 11th. Okay? So listen, people. People will try to stop you. The market will shift. The industry will change. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to leave room for questions. Are you going to step up and claim your success and stop making the mistakes that you are keep making that's keeping you from making 6 to 7 figures? I'm giving you my roadmap, and it's up to you to take action. All right, so that link in the chat is waiting on you. Now, okay, I have 10 minutes, and I have questions that I've written down from earlier when the questions started coming in, and I will read the ones in chat after these, because I received these questions last week from the other live. And one question, my favorite question was, Valerie, how do you maintain focus when there are so many external distractions or naysayers trying to derail your plan? Well, it starts with knowing who I am. I know who I am. My foundation is strong. And outside noise, it just doesn't bother me. And my family teases me because I have a hearing deficiency. So we didn't discover my hearing deficiency until the third grade, until I was in the third grade. And my mom and dad used to think, oh, she's just bad. She doesn't hear us. But they didn't notice that if my back was to them, I didn't hear them. But if I was looking at them, I would adhere to whatever they said. So I think I just had this natural instinct to block out noise, because even though when I started wearing hearing aids, I chose to hear what I wanted to hear. You know, it's just like when the market goes bad. I never say the market is bad. Valerie, how's business? Business is good, you know, because I'm learning how to flip the script. I'm reframing. I'm saying this to myself. But I never thought the market was bad. It was crippling, but I didn't use the word bad. One of the market crashes was crippling. And let's see, another question. Hold on. Okay. How do you identify the people who are trying to interrupt your progress, and how did you deal with them? Well, I learned that not everyone is out here for your progress. And it's not necessarily saying they're not for you. It is simply saying they're only for them. And you have to keep them in mind, because it's not all about you. And if you think that it's all about you, you're wrong. It's not about you as to why people would try and stop you from your progress. It's about them. They're thinking about them. And if they're trying to be you, they will soon realize they can't be you. They can't put you down or anything. But if you try to be someone else and you use their tactics, then if you're trying to be someone else, you're not going to be there. You're going to be vacant, because you're trying to be someone else instead of improving yourself. So I learned. Let me give you the best example, and I'm going to go into this next week. My dad was a real estate investor back in the day, before real estate investing became cliche. It's very popular now, and I'm happy about that. But when my dad and my mom band together to get the land that they have, and that's a long story, and I'll tell you how they got it later. And my dad had the nerve to put mobile homes on that land. His brothers, his sisters, his friends, everyone. You can't do that. I mean, you're a Black man back in the day. You can't, excuse me. Oh, I don't even have my water. My allergies are off the chain. Okay, here's my water. Excuse me. I stopped with, I gotta drink some more water. For those allergy sufferers, I know you get it. But my allergies are improving so much. But what my dad did was, I noticed what he would do. He would listen to them for a short time. Because I used to go everywhere with my dad. I was a daddy's girl. And he would listen to them for a short time and he would, say to them, okay, I hear you and I understand where you're coming from. And I'll see you later. And we would leave. And I remember asking him, why are they telling you not to do this, Daddy? He said, because they don't want to do it or they can't do it. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he did. He put many mobile homes on the land that he was supposed to inherit, but ended up having to buy. But I'll tell you about that later. So I just want to share with you, because it's time to go. I love it when I'm on time. Interrupters, I'm going to go back over that, okay? Overt ones are in your face. Another question. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Which one? Oh, okay. One more question. What specific strategies or tactics did you use to turn obstacles into opportunities? Well, one of my biggest strategies that I've used is I studied human behavior, and I'm certified in teaching the DISC behavioral system. And it goes past just, oh, you're a D, you're an I, you're an S, you're a C. This is how you receive, this is how you give out. It goes way deeper than that. And I just refuse to stay in a place where others hold all the control, So if someone tried to block my opportunity, I found another way. Or I create my own way. There's too much out here for all of us to have, and for all of us not to have. So once more, the overt in your face interrupters, they're the big ones you cannot avoid, ones that will just, again, take the rug from under your feet. Grief, trauma, accidents, any kind of accidents, financial issues, the big ones, divorce, death, all of that. Those are the overt interrupters that you cannot stop, but you can reframe how you deal with it. Okay. And the subtle ones, keep your awareness sharp, because those subtle ones, sometimes you may not even see. The best example that I can give you about subtle interrupters, all snakes do not hiss. All snakes do not hiss. Okay? So bottom line, interrupters only win if you let them. Once you identify them, you take back the control. I hope you guys got this. I really like this one. I can't wait till next week. We're going to go more into my strategies and some of my, my journey through real estate. Okay. So keep coming. I'm appreciating everybody that's here. And you'll see the live being advertised probably on Monday, and shoot your questions in and proof positive. I got your questions. Sometimes I type them and I write on them. Okay. So you guys, make it a good one. See you next